World War I was a war that involved many countries. In other countries, the war is known as the Great War. It began on July the 28th of 1914, and it ended on November the 11th of 1918. 16 million people that included combatants and civilians were killed during the war. The war consisted of the Allied powers and the Central powers. The Allied powers consisted of an alliance between France, England, Russia, and the United States, among many others. The Central Powers consisted of an alliance between Germany, Austria-Hungary, the Ottoman Empire, and Bulgaria. The war contained the world's most powerful countries economically and militarily. There were numerous causes of World War I. Conflict in Europe 50 years before the start of the Civil War regarding imperialism was one cause. Many years before the war, countries jockeyed to gain as much territory as possible for themselves. In doing this, there were many territorial disputes. A Serbian assassinated Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the throne of the Austria-Hungarian Empire, on the 28th of June in 1914. As a result, on July 28th, Emperor Franz Joseph of Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. Germany had an alliance with Austria-Hungary. On August the 1st of 1914, Germany declared war on Russia. 2 days later, Germany declared war on France. This pattern continued with other countries. This is because many countries were involved in treaties that obligated them to defend nations within their alliance. Battles had begun along the borders of Germany and Austria-Hungary during 1914. The Ottoman Empire was brought into war after deception on the part of Germany. In late 1914, Germany had deceived Russia into believing that Turkey had attacked it. Much of 1915 entailed many Allied attacks against the Ottoman Empire in the Mediterranean. Allied attacks were led by the alliance of France and England. 1916 and 1917 contained trench warfare. Trenches were ditches that were dug out of the earth for protection against explosions and bullets. A stalemate described the war in 1916 and 1917. A stalemate is a condition of war where the victor is uncertain. Due to the use of chemical weapons through gassing, millions of soldiers died from both sides. The 6th of April of 1917 brought the United States into World War I. President Woodrow Wilson asked for permission from Congress to declare war against Germany. The declaration of war was prompted by attacks on American ships by German submarines. The sinking of the Lusitania prompted anger amongst the American people. The Bolshevik Revolution in Russia led the country to sign an armistice with Germany in December of 1917. An armistice is a peace agreement to end war. World War I ended on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918. This day is celebrated around the world on this day annually as Armistice Day. American President Woodrow Wilson left for the Paris Peace Conference on December the 4th of 1919. 1919 held the demobilization of troops, and as a result, millions of soldiers returned to their countries. The Treaty of Versailles was signed on the 28th of June in 1919. The effects of World War I were numerous. Austria-Hungary was broken up into several smaller countries. Germany was punished economically. Germany was expected to pay for the high costs of World War I. It destroyed the German economy. The Treaty of Versailles put a sense of humiliation on Germany. Groups in Germany, such as the Nazi Party, capitalized upon the anger of the people in Germany. Adolf Hitler would rise to lead the Nazi Party and Germany in the next global conflict. World War II began by September of 1939.